What is up, everyone? Good morning and welcome back to another video on our channel. Today we'll be talking about the War of Chosen Season 2. It's particularly new to Global with the changes that they did, which we'll be talking about here on this video. The changes that I mean is that it's very much different from the Season 1 of War of Chosen, because on this tournament they're introducing the pillars, like a different kind of battlefield, which we'll be taking a look at later on. So, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the tournament guide first. You see, the tournament's supposed to last from December 30. That's when we form parties for War of Chosen. And I think the forming of parties is up until today, January 3rd. Tomorrow will be the qualifiers, and the tournament will last up until the 9th of February, which will be the finals for WOC. For the contest rewards, of course, we'll be getting, the chosen medal, which we can exchange or bet on a tournament, and sub-server champion will get medals amount, 6-speed mount, which is good, is also a very large mount, and I want it, so hopefully we can get it. And a title, of course. If you advance to the elimination match, you'll get the chat frame. Advance it to the top 4, you get the mount. Top 2 will get the kill effect. Top 8 will get the tail, title, and the aura effect. Top 4 will get the headgears and sidebar. Top 2 will get the outfit, the walk effect, and the avatar frame. Grand Champion, of course, will get a bunch of coins, the back costume, a title, and the teleport effect. Now let's talk about the progression of the tournament. So the tournament consists of, qualifiers and elimination, and then, semifinals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the grand finals. So form party again starts at December 30, and we have up until January 4 of 5 a.m. EST to form parties. After that, qualifiers will start, so that's January 4 up until the 9th. So I'm not sure how they're scheduling that. Is it like every day or every other day? But we'll see. Then after that, they'll pick the top 64 teams and separate them into, like, different divisions, like what they did in WOC Season 1. And the divisions will be available for display on January 9 for the whole day. So then the round of 64, on which all the 64 teams will battle it up, will start on the same day, January 9, until we reach the round of 32. So we'll basically slashing half of the 64 participants, and then we'll do it again from 32 to 16 until 8 remains, and then those 8 will battle. Then whichever team loses on that 8, and on the round of 8, will be on the losers bracket, and so on and so forth, just like what they did in Season 1. So not much has changed there. It's pretty much the same as what they did in Season 1. But here's the schedule for the whole tournament. I do have a link for this particular website that they shared. It includes all the WOC rules and changes that they implemented for the season. And here's the battlefield update that they did in here. It's pretty much the same as what they're doing in C now and in Japan and China. So we're just following suit of what they're doing. So instead of, like, just a brawl or a KVM type of battle, they're introducing pillars that we need to activate to gain points. So basically the main objective to win matches is to gain more points than the enemy team. So you see there are like 8 small pillars and 1 large pillar that you can activate, and those will be the key to win your matches. So for this, you have 2 safe zones, so 1 on each side. So 1 here and 1 here and 1 here. So each of the teams will be spawning on their respective sides, and whenever a player is inside the safe zone, they are basically invulnerable up to 20 seconds. it says here that if you stay in the safe zone for like 20 seconds or more, you'll be in vulnerable status in which the enemies can attack you even if you're inside the safe zone. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Also, when a player goes out of the same zone, goes out of the safe zone, they can't get the safe zone invulnerability buff again within 6 seconds. So that's also an important note to take. So you can like go in and out of the safe zone. It's just that the effect won't proc. So once you're in the battle, your main objective is to activate pillars to gain points. Each small pillar will give you about 100 points, and the large pillar stone in the center will give you 200 points. Each kill that you do to the enemy party team will be only 15 points. So, you know, it really is the main objective of the match. For the pillars, so you have to keep in mind the timer up top, because those are your markers for the pillars. On the 30th second of the match, three small pillars will be activated randomly. So just keep in mind that in 30 seconds, you have to run to any of those pillars that's activated. It will light up, and you should notice. Then try to activate them as soon as possible. And those pillars, 10 seconds after they're activated, you can interact with them, and within the next 60 seconds, if nobody activates them, they're gonna return to their inactive state, so you won't be able to activate them anymore, and you have to wait for the next 3 pillars to activate, which will happen on the 2nd minute. So again, it's just a repeat of the first phase. 3 pillars will activate, and you have to battle the enemy party, see who gets to activate the pillar first. And finally, on the 4th minute, the large stone pillar will activate, and that's going to be worth 200 points. So for some matches, it might be game breaking, it's going to be win or lose time. So yeah, there is always going to be notification anyway, like if a pillar is ready to be activated. So for activating pillars, once you move in, near the pillar, there will be an icon that will show up for you to use in interacting with the pillar. Note that for you to be able to activate the pillar, you have to stay there for 5 seconds and operate it. So be careful not to be moved, not to be controlled, or not to be killed within that 5 seconds, because it will interrupt your activation of the pillar. Another thing to consider that they added is the class bonuses. It says here that when the number of same class battling adventures is 2 or fewer, a party buff will be activated to the following effect. So it basically just gives your enemies a mark every time you attack them, and once they reach 6 marks or 6 stacks of that mark, Flame of Oblivion will be triggered, and the effect will reduce the enemy's defense related stats. So that's for, just make sure you're not using 3 or more same classes on your party, and you should be able to get this buff. So same classes apply to only those with the same name. So if one is a high priest and one is a priest, they're technically different classes because they don't have the same name, just for example. Additionally, there is a loadout switch within the match, so you can swap classes or swap builds within the match. You can do that up to 10 times each match. So it's a nice thing to know, so you can adjust your build to whoever your enemy is. Like for example, maybe you need more vit, or you need more defense, or you need to switch to DPS, and you can do that within the match because they enable the loadout switch. So after the match has ended, the game will tally the points of each team, and whoever gets more points than the other will be declared the winner. So basically, it doesn't matter if you kill more of the party members of the other team. What matters is that you get more points by activating pillars. So it's very much different from the previous season of War of Chosen, which is more like an improved version of KVM. So I found a video of a walk that they did in C. It's a video from Jades, and let's go ahead and take a look in here what they did for the walk, because just for us to get a feel for it and see what's happening during these matches. So as you can see, they are in the their respective respawn points, and the timer is running. So it's a 5-minute timer. I think they're waiting for a 30-second mark. There you go. It's 30-second, and they went out and run towards the activated pillar. Now the race is on to activate the pillar, and they're trying their best to do so, but the enemy team is preventing them in doing so. The other pillar has been activated by the enemy team, that's why they already have 100 points, and they're still fighting for this pillar. Okay, so out of the 3 pillars that spawned, the enemy team has already activated 2, and Jade's team is yet to activate a pillar. Seems that the enemy team got also a kill with that 10 points. Okay, they killed Jade's and Unknown, making them get additional 20 points for 10 points a kill. And another kill, so they're at 240 right now, and Jade's team has yet to activate their own pillar. So as you can see, she's trying to return to the spawn point to the safe zone to regen some HP and MP, but as what we've said, you can't just return and go back to the battlefield without losing your vulnerability. So now they're all back to this point, to the safe zone, and they're still trying to activate the pillars. Okay, so this is the last pillar for the second phase. Okay, enemy team still got it. Oh no, this is the 5th pillar. So enemy team already has 5 pillars and 11 kills, I think. And they're still battling for that 1 pillar over there. But the enemy team still got it. See Jade's going back to the respawn area or the safe zone, waiting for his teammates for one last push maybe, but I think at this point it's actually pointless because the enemy already has 670 points. Basically all the available pillars. The first 3 and the second 3, they got it. Or the second 2, I think, because the 170 points came from kills. Jace is a ninja, by the way. Center pillar has been activated, so 200 points for that. So even if they get it, the enemy team already has 880 points, so yeah. So let's just wait for this to end, and basically this is what's gonna happen on our War of Chosen in Global. Of course, different jobs and different skills, because you see some ninja skills in there, which is very flashy, but we don't have that yet in Global. And there you go. So as you can see, they still tally they still tally the scores, the kills, but what's important still is the points that you get from the pillar. You see, I think they activated multiple pillars in here, and the red team activated none of the pillars. That's why they lost. So that's basically what's gonna happen on our season 2 War of Chosen. It's all about activating pillars, staying alive, and being able to like get out of crowd control or being able to activate pillars. Yeah, that's what's gonna win you matches. So yeah, mm, well, good luck to everyone. Hopefully you picked up something from this video, and War of Chosen will be much clearer to you now, because I know some people still don't have any idea, especially to those who are new to rocks, that they don't have any idea of the coming War of Chosen season 2. Like, they're expecting the same War of Chosen that we did like a couple of months ago, but right now it's gonna be very different. It's gonna be a little bit more strategic as compared to the brawl type that we had earlier. And yeah, good luck to everyone, and hope to see your names on the championships.
From C2 Global, I'm still on the climb. Stalker on deck, treasure ship prime. Wheels in the server tracks.